Yeah, we're just going to go into our what we watched section of this week.
Did you have anything you watched?
I watched a lot. Like I said, I was watching X-Files.
I'm on the opposite end of you, I guess, this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I watched X-Files. That's been great, even though it's kind of the same thing every episode.
But that's always a fun kind of like episodic show to watch.
Yeah. I really like it. I watched... I always am watching Star Trek, so there's that. And then I watched Solaris, which is this movie by Tchaikovsky. He's a famous like Russian director. And this is like a very famous science fiction movie from the 70s. It's admittedly, I guess, not my cup of tea. It was good, and I like some of the science fiction concepts, but it is a slow movie, and it is. I like movies from the 70s, and I thought I'd really like this one, but it just I don't know, it was a bit meandering at times, I guess, for me. But I think there's some film bros that'll be like, "What the fuck?
This is amazing, dude."
Because like I looked at it on Letterboxd, it's like 5 stars. I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then I watched Fantastic Planet, which I
haven't heard of that either.
It's a French movie, also from the 70s. It's animated.
Interesting.
I was so freaked out at the beginning because first of all, I didn't know it was going to be animated. And secondly, like, I don't know if you've ever seen the BFG, like the original BFG, or
no.
There's some other movies, but these movies where like there's giant beings and then the humans are like the smaller like pets and things.
Oh, interesting.
And
so it's one of those kind of movies.
Like that always freaks me out. Like I really am very uncomfortable with being like, because it starts off with this like, basically it's on an alien planet and there's these things called the drags, and they're like these blue animal kind of like overlord, big, huge creatures. And then the humans are called the ohms. And you just see this like wild ohm with her baby, like running away from like these giant, and all you see is like a blue hand, like just like push it away and just is playing with it. And so it's this whole thing about like the ohms and like how they eventually like rebel against them. And it's really good, but it was really uncomfortable because that's like a really visceral, uncomfortable thing. Like when I watch the BFG, you just see these big, giant fucking giants walking around London, and they're abducting kids at night.
Yeah, it's a bit horrifying.
So, it is, you know, it's like kind of makes you think about like what we think about like with having pets and what does it mean that like how to treat them, or also like, I guess it was like a metaphor for like racism and other things and intolerance and tolerance and whatever. But so I watched that. And
you watched a lot this week.
Yeah, I did. And I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I only rewatched one movie this week. A movie I'd seen before, but it's one of your favorites. I'm being sarcastic here, but it's a Hateful Eight.
Why would you rewatch that?
Because I like that movie a lot.
It's such a parody of what Quentin Tarantino does, and the violence is so disgusting at times.
I mean, the violence in all of his movies can be disgusting.
But this particular, like, I don't know.
To me, like
the violence in Hateful Eight is like particularly. There's some really disgusting shit.
I think the violence at the end of Hollywood, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is way worse.
No.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're telling me that you would rather watch that scene where Sam Jackson tortures the guy who's like out in the freezing cold and then like was like, suck my dick if you want to, and then he's like, I'm just gonna kill you anyway. Like that was disturbing. and then you would rather watch like some dude get like the can chucked. You would not want to watch that as opposed to like when the person starts like, was it Kurt Russell, when he starts like barfing up all that blood. You'd rather watch that?
I mean, that's not a super violent scene for Tarantino, honestly.
What about the end scene where like everything's on fire and like the dude's hanging and it's bloody? Like, I was so violent.
Dude's on fire.
Wasn't there stuff like the things like the whole place started to get on fire? Or...
No,
I thought
they just bled out at the end. They hung the Domergue and the two of them just bled out together.
It was so violent.
I don't know.
It was way
like,
more
for me,
violent
it's not that out of the realm for Tarantino. Like, genuinely, I think it, like, if you watch The Thing and then watch this movie like I did this year, I think it's really cool to see like how inspired this movie is by The Thing. I think there's a lot of like blizzard shots that just remind you of what's going on in that movie. And I think the suspense of like, who can I trust is very much like The Thing too. So I just thought it was like a cool, realistic, like Western take of The Thing at this point. And if you haven't watched The Thing, which I know you haven't, you should absolutely watch it. It's I don't watch horror movies, and that's an amazing horror movie.
I'm pretty sure this one X-File episode that I saw recently was also like inspired by The Thing.
Oh, neat.
Because they're like in this lab that's in the Arctic, and then they're like, maybe you are the one that I can't trust.
Yeah, that's for sure The Thing.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, that's what I watched this week. Just a movie.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll restart. Actually, I'm probably gonna start watching Succession again and Walking Dead. So I'll have more of that to report on.
And I saw another episode of The Idol.
I heard it only got 5-episode season.
Which I was like, when they were like, oh, when your show is so bad that they bring it down from 6 to 5.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, yes, it was originally for 6, but that was with the original director, and they like changed it around. They're like, we only need 5.
Right. 5 is really short.
Yeah. I mean, it's
not good.
There's some not good stuff. I definitely understand why people call it torture porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know why I'm still watching it, but I feel like I need to see it through.
Yeah. You only got like two more episodes. There you go. No big deal.
Yeah.
I saw that scene where he was like, where he saw somebody checking out his girlfriend and he was just like, don't let me catch you looking at her again. Yeah. I was like, and he just kept repeating it.
Watch me look. Or I forget what he's saying. He was like, it was
don't
like,
let me catch you. Yeah.
Don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you. I was like,
it's so bad.
Abel just can't.
He's not there as an actor yet.
No, he's not.